Welcome, my name is Rad and I teach people how to heal themselves. I'm going to be showing you 5 of my top Acupoints to help you with things like digestion, sleep, muscle and joint pain, even more things like headaches. You can download a full PDF guide down below for free on these points. So I'm going to go through all of them right now and then at the end show you how to use them to their best ability. First off, we have large intestine 4. You can find it by making an L with the thumb and index finger, coming down the index finger just about halfway through the bone, pushing in. Try it on both sides. Right now, do this along with me on the video. This is the command point of the face. Any face issues you have, eyes, nose, mouth, teeth, this point can help. You can also use it anytime you're catching a cold, you're feeling sick, you're feeling run down. This is also a really good point to start using right away. But if you're pregnant, avoid using this point. This point has a very strong descending action and can induce labor. So unless you're ready to give birth, if you're pregnant, avoid using large intestine 4. So the next point is actually a combination of 2 points right here. We take the pinky side, we come just underneath the knuckle on the inside of the palm. This is small intestine 3. Scroll down a little bit more, you have small intestine 4. Now these points can help with headaches or ear issues. The main thing I use them for is spine and back pain. So if you're feeling anything in the upper back, the neck, you'd want to focus on small intestine 3, the upper portion of this. Middle back tends to be in the middle, in between those 2 points, and lower back on the lower end. Now, just because I'm saying this, and you might be experiencing the pain in the neck, middle back, or lower back, sometimes I have neck pain, and I press up here and it doesn't feel so tender or sore. I'll explain this at the end of the video of how you can put these points together for the most beneficial use for yourself. But sometimes you'll have upper neck pain, you press here, it's not that painful, but the lower area is very painful. This could be an indicator that you want to stimulate this part preferentially because the pain in the upper neck or back could actually just be coming from the lower spine and you're experiencing the symptom here. Side note, these 2 points are also useful if you have jaundice. So this next point is called stomach 36. It's kind of like the granddaddy of all points when it comes to digestive issues. If you have any gas, bloating, diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, undigested food in your stool, anything to do with digestion, we'll want to go towards stomach 36. You can find this point 2 ways. By coming on the outside of the shin, running against the shin bone until you find a pocket that's usually tender or sore. It's pretty big too. You can get your fingers in there and just press. The other way is to find your kneecap. Take 4 fingers below the kneecap and again on the outside of the shin bone, pressing in stomach 36. In Chinese medicine, this is also really important for, of course, processing your food. So if you have fatigue because you're unable to get the energy out of your food, this is a great point to use. So lethargy, fatigue. If you also feel heavy, weighed down, sluggish, like you're moving through mud all the time, great point to use. And if you have a lot of worrying, overthinking, you tend to constantly overthink and worry and stress about things, great point to help calm down the mind. Then we have a point called Pericardium 6. You're going to find it by coming down 3 fingers below the wrist crease, and you see these 2 tendons that appear. Now some people will only have 1 tendon. If you only have 1 tendon, you're going to go towards the pinky side. I have 2 tendons, so I just go in the middle where my 3 fingers come to and massage into here. This is a great point to just calm down the mind in general. Any sort of emotional anxiety, stress that you're going through can also help with headaches, can help with digestion as well. This point has many applications. One of the most common ones we see is seasickness bands. So people wear wristbands around the wrist to specifically press on this point and help with nausea. So if you experience nausea, you get nausea often, vomiting, disturbances in the stomach, this is a great go-to point. Also really helpful for insomnia and falling asleep. Lastly, we have liver 3. To find liver 3, we're going to go between the big toe and the second toe. We're going to run the finger up until you find a pocket or a depression that feels pretty tender. On most people, this is going to be a tender spot. You're running up the fingers about 1 inch up and look for that pocket or spot that is more tender than the rest of the area. So right now I'm not getting too much tenderness. Liver 3 tends to be a very tender spot. This point is great for anger and stress. We would say that in Chinese medicine, unfulfilled desires causes liver qi to stagnate. And as adults, we have a lot of unfulfilled desires, things we want in life all the time coming up, causing our liver qi to stress and to tighten. So this is a great spot to release it. So in this tightening, we would associate the liver, which is in the wood element, with the joints and tendons. So if we're constantly tightening and squeezing, it can end up in joint pain. So if you have joint pain, tendon pain, this is a good point to use to help soothe the flow and soothe the liver qi. Ladies, if you're experiencing any menstrual issues, menstruation pains, cramps, moodiness, PMS, this is also a great point to use during your time of the month. Now, this point has 13 plus more uses that I've listed in my guide down below. All the other points have more uses, again, that I've listed in my guide below that you can get for free. So now, how do you use these points? How to determine which ones you actually want to use? When you're touching and pressing, so for example, today, as I'm filming this video and I press on Pericardium 6, it actually feels quite tender, even though I'm not pressing that hard. It shouldn't logically hurt this much, but it does. So if you feel tenderness, pain, soreness in one of the sides, so maybe I press the left side, there's nothing, but on the right side, there's a lot more tenderness, pain, soreness. I want to focus more attention on the side that is feeling more tenderous, painous. If you go through all of the 5 points that I've given you here, and some of them are tender, some of them are not, generally lean towards the ones that are tender. They're probably going to help you out more. However, if you're having trouble with facial issues and you want to use the command point of the face, and let's say you have a headache, if I press this, it's not tender and sore. Ideal conditions would be that I spend 2 to 5 minutes, no screens, no distractions. I'm just doing deep nose breathing to help relax, calm my system. As I press it, even if there's no tenderness or pain, if I experience symptom relief, that is my headache starts to go away, then that is also an indicator that this point is actually beneficial. So try out all the points, look for tenderness, pain, soreness. If not, look for symptom alleviation. Now, although you can use these points at any time, if I just press this, no one knows, I'm waiting for a bus, I'm watching TV, there is benefit. It is helping to clear the energetics in the channel, but in an ideal situation, you're doing this in a quiet, zoned out, meditative state environment. You're not trying to meditate while watching TV. Obviously, it'll be much harder. It's not going to be as beneficial. So if you can use these points in a more softer setting without too many distractions, of course, still beneficial to use them throughout the day. Don't leave bruises on yourself. You don't want to push so hard that you're getting bruises. You don't need to press it for an hour. Just use it 2 to 5 minutes, breathe into it, check in multiple times a day. Use these points as often as you feel necessary. Now, if you want to find out how and why Chinese medicine acupoints actually work, make sure to go watch this video. Subscribe, like, and download that free guide. Of course, there's more uses for those points out there, more suggestions, more explanations on how Chinese medicine works. So if you're into that, go check out those resources.